Terrorism is about power and its pursuit to achieve social and political change by deploring violence. Oftentimes, these terrorists, their demands can be logical, and sometimes they see themselves as heroes and freedom fighters who are doing what they do for the greater good of man, while the government and the masses who are at their mercy see them as demons and terrorists. Over the years, Nigeria has been under serious attack from terrorists, and in the north, so many are displaced from their homes and their communities. Today, I welcome you on Public Announcement, and we'll be discussing the matter, terrorism. My name is Gift David, and of course, as you know, I always bring a guest, so always shed more light on our topic. Today won't be any different, but that would happen right after this break as I introduce you to my guest.
Ara, it's Made Kuti, and I just want to inform all of you and to say,
vote, not fight. Election will be war.
Come out and vote. It's your right, it's your responsibility.
Because that's the single most important thing you can do to affect the outcomes.
Don't stay at home. Make sure you come out and make sure you vote.
This time, we need to do it and do it right.
It is your civic responsibility to choose your leaders.
Vote. 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 Not fight.
Because election will be war.
About 3 million people have been internally displaced as a result of terror activities in the northeast of Nigeria. Young people in IDPs are at a higher risk of depression, rape, anxiety, and even post-traumatic stress disorder, amongst others. The activities of terror groups in northern Nigeria has further put the region below poverty line. Farming activities has declined as farmers have become a major target of terrorists. It has also discouraged foreign investors to come invest in Nigeria. Some of these countries relocated their head offices to other African countries like Ghana. There are questions still unanswered. Why has the government not been able to trace the money? It is obvious that there are people who finance terrorism in the country. Why have they not also blocked the source of finance and arrested those involved? Also, what is the government doing about the Almajiri system in the north, where these young destitutes are being brainwashed and bought cheaply by the extremists to carry out their supposed jihad?
Alright guys, welcome back to Public Announcements, and my name is Gift David. For those of you who just joined in, today our topic is terrorism, and I have a guest in the studio with me to shed more light on this topic. His name is Adebamiro Eric Adeoju. You know, and I know, and it's popularly called Mr. Hyenana. Welcome on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So, do I call you Mr. Hyenana, or should I call you by your government name?
My government, even the government doesn't know my government name. Yes, so I think it's just Mr. Hyenana is cool.
Mr. Hyenana is fine. All right, welcome on the show.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you. But you look like you're not really dealing with the same thing that we're dealing with in Nigeria. Because I always ask my guests this question: how are you coping under this weather and the current situation of Nigeria?
That's why it's called weather. Whether you like it or not, you have to survive.
Right.
And you have to keep smiling. You understand? That's how I live.
So this whole fuel scarcity, traffic is not...
Yeah, the fuel scarcity is there, but there's always a solution to it. People are queuing. See, at times in life, we lay emphasis too much on problems. You understand? There's scarcity.
Right.
There's traffic. Enter the traffic. Will you die inside? You will not die. You understand? Not be today in that traffic. By the time we leave and accept the things that we have right now, even though perhaps we'll change it to during the election, at least enjoy whatever it is comes your way now.
Wow, enjoy.
Yeah, so even though you get frustrated. Yeah.
I can see the reason why you're shining differently. So today we're talking about terrorism, right? I mean, everybody have different things that we can attribute to this terrorism. It could be poverty in the land, it could be some political issues, it could be, societal issue and all of that. But what is your own take on terrorism in Nigeria?
Number one, I would like to say it's something that has really wreaked havoc.
Right.
You understand? It's not just spoiling our economy, it's spoiling our image as a nation. You understand? It has really caused so much trouble to tourism in the country, because tourism is another way that the country can generate wealth.
Yeah.
Well, now so many people don't want to travel to Nigeria because they are scared of either being kidnapped or being killed while they're sleeping. So terrorism it's demonic, like you said. It is a big crime against human itself. Yeah.
Like you said, it is demonic. But these guys, sometimes from the interviews we've seen, they see themselves as freedom fighters. like they are fighting for a particular cause. Do you think in any way that these guys have a reason for what they do?
Number one, why would they think they are fighting for a particular cause? By killing people, by killing even people from their tribe. They don't care whether you're Hausa, Igbo or Yoruba. As long as to carry the assignment, they will do the worst. You understand? So what could have made them have such belief that they are freedom fighters? Could it be academics? Could it be religion? You understand? So I think one of the major problems why they think they are freedom fighters is based on what they have been told. You understand? Okay. Either religion or academics. So I don't believe you're a freedom fighter by killing those that you're actually trying to free.
Okay, that's a beautiful take on that one. So now, what do you think is causing terrorism?
Lack of education. You understand? Lack of social amenities, because they feel left out at times. They feel the government is doing this for this particular region, but this government has been here for 8 years and is not doing anything for us. You understand? They feel if they don't give us what we should get as citizens, our rightful, put us in a rightful position, then we would take it by force, and that is what they're trying to do.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Now let's talk about how this can be curbed. I mean, over time we've had chances, right, to curb terrorism in Nigeria, where these guys be like, okay, you know, I want to negotiate with the government and want to talk to these guys. They should do this, give us money. There's something they called one time amnesty and stuff like that. So when we had this chance, right, why do you think till now we're still dealing with it?
Well, I think amnesty is good, yeah? But again, this is what you're preaching. If you kill, if you rob, if you burn down a community, as long as you can surrender your arms, I will forgive you. There's no jail time, there is nothing. We're going to forgive you. We won't take it against you, we'll even give you money so you can start a proper business, live a proper life. That would only encourage so many other people to do what? To join such a group, because they know they have nothing to lose. Probably the purpose of being a terrorist, if they make so much money, it's going. They don't want to jail up. You understand? And if they don't make too much money, government will still sort us. Amnesty is not Kirinoayi, you understand? So they actually have nothing to lose. But if there's a rule set in place, if there's a proper rule set in place that once they catch you as a terrorist, there's nothing like all these rehabilitation, whatever.
Which they've been doing for some time now.
You understand? Yeah, and I think I don't know, the court of law, law of court, they are doing their job, but I think the punishment they place on crimes, they defy it, and can be very, very annoying. Someone would steal phone, you will put a year or 2 imprisonment. Someone would do something, sin is sin, you understand? Someone would do this,
there should be consequences.
But terrorism, you rehabilitate. Why can't you rehabilitate someone that stole phone? At least at that level, curb them at that level.
Okay, thank you for that one. Now, talking about the north, I mean, it's almost like this part of Nigeria has been affected the most when it comes to, of course, so many other states and other regions have been affected, but we have millions in the north who are still affected and displaced right now from the attack of terrorists, right? Okay, so do you think the elites in the north, you know how their religion can be, where they can listen to their imam? So when the imam says, do not, they don't, because they believe it is a sin against, you know, God and all of those things. So do you think the elites and those leaders in the north have a way, you know, of curbing this in the north? Or talking to these guys and telling them, you know what, this is wrong, rather than waiting for, you know, the other part of the world to come to their rescue? Because we know these guys listen, and because of what our religion is about, we can talk to them and they can end this. So do you think they actually have a way of curbing this in the north and make it reduced or even gone forever?
100%, they do have a way of curbing it.
Okay.
They do have a way of curbing it. And when it comes to religion, I'm a Christian, but I listen to Muslim tapes too. You understand? Because I believe we serve the same God. I would listen to Wasins, where their teachings are very, very practical. You understand? And people in the north, they carry religion put for head a lot. Trust me, they go to mosque a lot. Most of them pray 5 times in a day. Most of them do that. So what messages are they preaching? Imagine if you give the people the right education, and that is why I think the government, I don't know if this is a tool to cripple educational system in this country, because by the time you cripple the system, these people, they can't decide the truth on their own. You understand? They won't have the capacity to think. The reason why they sent us to school is so we have the capacity to take and make decisions on our own. That's our parents didn't just decide to teach us at home. But now if the educational system is not there, IQ is not growing, nothing is happening, it's whatever you tell them.
Wrong information,
teaching them the wrong information.
Right.
It was just like, okay, I served at NICOMS at Nigeria. That was where I did my NYSC. They first posted me to one primary school like that, and they didn't pay our allowance for 2 months. And I was broke. I was like, okay, if I want to do bad now to the country, this primary school student, I should just draw goats on the board and I say, this is hippopotamus. They will eat for the rest of 5 years of their life. That's hippopotamus none.
Right.
You understand? If I draw car and I say this is bicycle, some of them will be praying to God, God give my family bicycle, give daddy bicycle. You understand? So education, it's a tool. It is a great weapon, and they don't want those people to have it.
All right, thank you very much. Now, you have shared, some strategies at which you can use to get the government's attention. Now, let's go to the streets and find out what the street is saying about terrorism, and also some strategies at which they think they can use to lend their voices out there. We'll be right back after this break.
Terrorism in Nigeria is something that is really destabilizing the country. I haven't had a first-hand experience, but people who have experienced it is nothing they really want to recount, they want to talk about. It's tearing the country apart. You hear bomb blast here, you hear herdsmen, killings here and there. It's destabilizing the peace of the country.
Terrorism has, in a way, limited our way of life. Nowadays, especially during the Christmas period, a lot of us, we couldn't go home. We weren't feeling safe to ply the road to either the east, the west, or the north because of the stories and the news and how everything has been. Unlike before, we can easily ply the road and go to wherever we are going to without feeling any fear. But now it's not so, because there are kidnappings, killings, robbery, and so many other stuff going on that is detriment to our safety.
It has really affected me so bad that I even have a family member who was killed. He was killed, and I believe it was out of insecurity that we are battling in our present Nigeria now. And this issue happened in December. While others were celebrating, my family were mourning because I lost my only brother out of insecurity in Nigeria.
Because of this terrorism issue, I couldn't go to some places. I lost many contracts through that. Because I remember in Maduguri, somebody gave me a contract that won millions of naira. Because of what is happening in Nigeria, insecurity, I couldn't go there.
Basically, terrorism is one issue that seriously needs to be attended to, because personally, me as a person, I kind of don't feel safe walking at night from around 8 p.m. and it's not really a good idea, because some people do go out that time to make a living.
Like, it's making youths go into things they shouldn't go into. Like, mostly the issue of kidnapping now. Most of our youth now are going there because it's fast money.
But right now, it's so crazy that I'm even scared to travel to the next state in Nigeria, in next state to Lagos State, which is Oyo State, because of terrorism. They're in Fulani herdsmen, people who are actually using Nigeria uniform to actually kidnap people. So it's so crazy right now that and the funniest thing is, we even expected that the new government, which was once a military man, will end or will put a very great end to terrorism in Nigeria. But right now, I want to believe that even in this present government, we have like 99% increase in terrorism.
I really wish that someday this whole thing will come to an end, so we can have a peaceful Nigeria, the Nigeria we all know, we all want. And I'm just hoping that as the elections come and go, God gives us a leader that we all scout for, that we all desire.
We need peace, because without peace, you can't move forward.
What I'm looking forward to is just peace, just a country where we could do everything we wanted to do, everything legal that we want to do, and do it right.
I wish money aside, bribe aside, your tribalism, everything aside, we should really go for someone that we think could take this country to another place. Like, we should really think and know the person, the best candidate that could take us forward in Nigeria.
For me, I'm looking for an individual who is going to pull us out from this crisis, from bad economy.
If there's one thing I would love to see change, that would be the perspective of people about how things should be in the country. Because I personally feel people do believe that it is just about the government doing everything and we the citizen just relaxing and waiting on the government. But I want us to have a change of mind and change of thought, that it actually depends on all of us and not just the government alone.
Ara, it's Madekuti, and I just want to inform all of you and to say,
Vote, not fight. Election no be war.
Come out and vote. It's your right, it's your responsibility.
Because that's the single most important thing you can do to affect the outcomes.
Don't stay at home. Make sure you come out and make sure you vote.
This time, we need to do it and do it right.
It is your civic responsibility to choose your leaders.
Vote. Vote. Vote.
Not fight.
Because election no be war.
All right, guys, welcome back, and this is Public Announcements. My name is Gift David, and I have Mr. Hyenana right here in the studio. And we just came back from the streets, people sharing their views on the topic of today, terrorism. And I hope the government would listen and also make the right adjustments in curbing and fighting against terrorism. And you have a part to play. Be at alert in your environment. If you see anything, speak up. This is not the generation where we can keep things to ourselves anymore. The more we start speaking up, the better for us. So now, there's one question I always ask, or two questions actually. So this is the last question I'm going to be asking you.
Okay.
What do you want from Nigeria as a nation and from the government? Say after the election, what do you want?
It is not too late. They should understand that the deed has been done already. You understand? Nigeria, out of NIGERIA, is only N9 that is remaining. You understand? The deed has been done already, but it is not too late, for the sake of the next generation. You understand? We don't mind. Let's start building. Use us as the foundation so that the next our children's children can enjoy these things. You understand? Give people start. You don't have to start. We don't have to be the giant of Africa.
We've had that name for long.
I think that name is really deceiving us. That we're the giant of Africa. You understand? I mean, do this thing bit by bit, steady, light at first. If you can achieve that in 1 year, 2 years, there's no government has done that. Good road, do that in 4 years. Just make sure the roads are good. You understand? The next one, step by step, precept by precept, everything would look alike. Right. Look at this Lagos now. Lagos is not what it used to be.
It definitely.
Lagos is turning more into a mega city. You understand? It didn't start in one day. I was passing through, was it Oshodi or CMS, when I saw a train upstairs.
Oh yes, the CMS.
Even though, okay, like it's going to take 5. You understand? Yeah. But it's happening. Things are happening gradually. And again, all you people of Nigeria, if you see something that is good, say it. It's not every time bad. People are watching us out there. If you see a governor that is doing good, praise him. It's not all politicians that are bastard. Bastard. You hear?
I understand. Yeah.
Yes, sir. If you see someone that is good, praise him. And number 3, government. You should not be bigger than the laws of the land. You understand? They should submit themselves to the law of the land. You understand? If at all anything, they should know that the law of the land stands. Any politician that does anyhow goes to jail, real jail. You understand? Any politician that embezzles money goes to jail.
Term, straight up.
Yes, sir. In fact, the jail, you should be giving us reports. We want to see video. It should be like Big Brother. You understand? So the laws should stand, and the government should put basic amenities. Your people should not beg for light. It is their right.
Water.
They are taxpayers. You're getting tax off everything they do. They should not beg for good roads. It is their right. They should not beg for quality education. Nigeria has not frustrated you before.
It has.
In 2022, I saw Shege. If you bring paper and barrel, I can draw Shege one-on-one. Oh my jaw.
Based on how much shege you've seen.
Nigeria is built to frustrate. So our leaders, please, you are human too. And nobody, our leaders, are they watching?
They are watching.
And they watch me right now. You understand? Everyone is the goal. You understand? Know that whatever it is you do, your children's children, they will reap from it. And that's what stops me from doing some bad things. I don't want my sister to cry based on the things that I did. Because it is a ripple effect. Whatever goes around comes around. You understand? There is a reward for everything you're doing right now. We have our heroes past. We see they mention their name today. Awolowo, free education. We still they mention them Kiabola. We still mentioning names today. And they are legend. We will continue to sing their names. Some
remember your names.
When they last year, we don't even know their name again. Probably they are here and we can't even remember their legacy. There's no legacy to put on ground.
And some, even when we remember their name, we attach them to some bad things that they've done over time.
Governor, president of if you give me light, you need to stop it. Timo will next 24 hours. When they watch ETV, I watch ETV. You don't say when say music they blast 24 hours. I mean, these people are paying for this thing. Let them see the reward of what they're paying for. They will pay for lights, they will not see light. They pay for water, they will not see water. Water in Lekki, I stay in Lekki. Water in Lekki now, you pay for water, they will not bring water. Now we have to buy water, put in the house. Even well, we dug well. No water, we have to be buying water and putting in the well. This country has killed so many dreams. So many dreams have died in this country. Look at Afro beats now. Burna Boy, look at what Davido, look at what Whiskey. They are taking our names outside. It's not because it's because they are Nigerians. It is in our DNA to be great.
Right.
Look at Syria now. 2 Nigerians are topping the league. Highest goal scorers. 1 13, 1 12 goals. Nigeria is bound to be great. The people they are bound to be great. It's a land filled with milk and honey. But the leaders, they are just messing everything up. What you call Tony? It's the truth. Tony.
It's quite sad.
You don't build, you don't chop money. It's enough. Then do work. There's some governors in this state that once they leave the office, people know that they Kowoje, but nobody will say anything because they work.
They did something, right? Yes.
People are dying every day. You go to an hospital. Some people probably you go to an hospital with malaria. You live there with typhoid because of the bed they place you on.
Terrible facilities, no
lights. No facilities, nothing at all.
Doctors are even very nonchalant sometimes.
The generators are
because there are no medicines, right?
You hear that generator at times. You hear that because of 1,000 2,000 deposit, a patient had to die because there was no one to stand for him. An accident victim because police reports. You have to. Does that even make any sense? You will now take someone that is battling for his life, drive the person to a police station. You have to write report. Someone that has probably 2 extra minutes to live. Nigerians are suffering. They are really suffering. I tell you this, and we celebrate the tips every time. We celebrate these tips. Any politician will chop money, will not go prison. It comes outside, it becomes a celebrity. Everybody begins to hail them. Everybody, if you're in Nigeria, just survive. Just try. If you survive in this country, now man you be. Now view man you be.
True. I mean, the pain one person is feeling is the pain everybody in Nigeria is feeling. I'm dealing with the same pain. I'm sure a lot of people out there, and you, our viewers, are also dealing with this pain. But how can we curb all of these things? How can we find solutions? We need to raise our voices, get our PVCs, just like we always say. Go out there, get your PVCs, and vote for the right leaders. Once the up there is fixed, everybody down here would definitely find one thing or one solution to our problems. It won't be done in one day, of course. It's going to happen gradually. So I'm going to really thank Ms. Hyenana for coming on the show today. I mean, you've shared so much, and you've spoken about, some of the changes you would like to see in the country and some of the things that are affecting you personally. But do you have like a personal story, from anyone around you who has suffered from terrorism, kidnapping, or any of these things that has happened in the country in recent times?
Well, I personally,
right.
I don't have a personal story. I can tell you emphatically that my friends, my family, they are safe so far by God's grace. But what about the people that have been kidnapped? Why am I a Nigerian if I can't cry for my fellow men? What about the families of the train that derailed and that they took over 100 people? What about their families, the families of the Chibok girls? That could have been my younger sister.
Could have been anybody.
Yeah, probably she went to serve, and that could have been my younger sister, my cousin, my family. So I feel their pain, I share in their pain. And that's one of the reasons why I actually do comedy, is just because people are going through a lot. Just, I see mine as a ministry. I want to make people happy, not just laugh. People are really, really suffering. Whether it pays me or anything, I don't care. That is my mission.
All right, thank you so much for sharing this. And I'm sure you have a few advice for the viewers at home. What would you like to say to them? How can they, be at alert at a time like this? And of course, the elections are very close. Everybody's supposed to go out there, get their PVCs and vote. So what advice do you have for the viewers at home?
All right, to the people watching me, my advice for you, you know what you do now. So far, no details. We're used to this lifestyle of pain. This is what we do. We sell our votes. This is what we do. We disrupt the community, disrupt electoral process because we don't want a peaceful protest. This is what we do, so that the next regime that would enter will choose any our leaders, so that there will not be education, hospitality. This is what we enjoy. So please, sell your vote, okay? So that the suffer can continue. But if you want a real change, the change starts with you. If you don't have PVC, you should not even be allowed to enter a church. What are you praying for? If you don't have PVC, you should not be allowed to enter any corporate organization. Because if you don't want the development of a nation, then you ought not to be in that nation. I'm sorry. This is Nigeria. If Nigeria doesn't work, God forbid bomb drops into this country based on where everybody's gone. Where will be your achievement or your property?
Nowhere.
So please, let's just choose right. I'm not saying we should choose that person that it would favor not just you. It will favor every tribe. It will favor our economy. Look at Naira now. Look at dollar. Dollar still be $1. We don't reach 800. Joe Bati is saying, to sue me. And I can't keep on doing comedy to put smile on faces in this country which is not favoring me. You can always laugh to my content from outside the country. Tell them about more rubbish. It's gone.
What's the law? All right, thank you so much for sharing all of that. I mean, it's been a very insightful and interesting episode. Now you've heard voting is your civic right. It is your right to vote the right leaders if you want a country that you and I can be proud of. My name is David, and this has been a wonderful, wonderful episode. And of course, this is that time where I get to wrap it up. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Public Announcement. Have a beautiful day.